to get it not on
Case number CR 10198-2022. The Republic versus Cassiel out of Forson. Richard Japan.
Mr. Japan, be present in the room. Put your phone away. Please have a seat. Yes.
Please, Godfrey, your boy, Dami, the Cathedral for the Republic. With me, Alfred Tia, your boy, Deputy Cathedral. Mrs. Yvonne Atapra Obobisa, the DPP. Mrs. Evelyn Joseph, Chief State Attorney. Richard Jambibi, Principal State Attorney. Daniel Ata Ohenebekwe, Assistant State Attorney. My leader, Bureau.
Please, my lady, I appear for the first accused person, Honorable Dr. Cassiel. My name is Aziz Bam. With me is my learned friend, Godwin Ediji Tamaki.
Dr. Aziz Bam. See, most of the time, before you start speaking, I would have written the name the way I know it. So don't abbreviate your name or any such thing.
Very
Mention it in full. So
it's
that the
Dr.
voice recording will be in consonance with what is written.
Very well. My name is Dr. Abdul Basit Aziz Bam. For you. With me is my learned friend, Godwin Ediji Tamaki.
Yes, sir.
If you please contact you, sorry for that. Third accused person. With me, Bafo Jehu Bosu Ashia. Ebenezer Apia. And Nina Belmono. Today is for us to call our next witness.
How many do you have today?
No, it's only one.
Only one.
Yes.
Yes, please.
But before the witness, I'd like to draw the court's attention to the fact that by virtue of the motion filed by my friends on that side, motion notice for production of documents and others made subsequent were required to produce some documents for their inspection. At the last hearing date, we produced one of them. That is a letter dated 14th August 2014, written by the first accused. The original of it was produced for inspection. By this one, you have produced the other one, the original of it. I believe that the court ought to take a look at it. Because
give it to the person who asked for it and then we can go.
But it's been done, but I can,
Doctor,
once we are in court, I can produce it.
have you seen it?
Yes, my lady. Yes, I do confirm that I've seen it. A couple that I've copied I've seen a court. It's a couple of.
And what?
This is original.
But my other is an original that has been treated in a certain way. But yes, it's original, all right.
Please, can we avoid controversy today? Let's have a look.
Right. I think that's right.
Let's have a look.
Yes. But I just thought that it should be captured in the record.
It will
So
be
be transferred.
And what is the agreement? Do we keep this original or we scan it like we did the other time? We scan it and keep it in electronic version. If it becomes necessary to recall it, you make it ready for us to have it.
Yes.
Is that agreeable to everyone?
Like that.
That's what we did. the
Yes,
other
but yes,
time.
that's how it is.
So Anita, no, Vera, please count for us for this document. Return it to
The malady, I also thought, respectfully, indeed, the point that was being made or sought to be made by the request for production is to confirm the writing by the seal of the consular account general. The malady, I think the record should capture that it is captured clearly on the Honorable Deputy Minister of Finance.
Because it is not in evidence as it is, there's no need to make any comments, Honorable Attorney General, in my most humble view. When it becomes necessary to put it in evidence and there is the opportunity to interrogate it, that will be done. For now, the record will only show that they requested for an original. The original has been brought for their inspection, that the court has directed that the original be scanned and put on the system. Should it become necessary that that document in its original form, which is already exhibit
A and B1.
yeah, A, B, and B1 by your, I don't remember.
Yes.
But should it become
The
necessary
other one
to
is
put
B2.
in that original, we will make directions. But for now, let's just put it in electronic format on the system. I will not make any value judgment on it because that is not how it's supposed to be.
But indeed, because the evidence that was given by the witness who made those allegations was that in the writing by it shows Honorable Minister of Finance.
We are
But it
not
is clear
putting
here,
it in.
Deputy Minister of Finance.
Because it hasn't been put in, oh, let's not argue. That is what I think. I think that when the original is also put in for whatever reason, whether it is to be able to determine the weight and all that, then we can do with it. They ask for inspection. You know it, that sometimes they will ask you to produce something.
Yes.
When they have asked you to produce it, they may not tender it. They just want to advise themselves properly. That is it. So please, let's leave it.
Oh, yeah, that's
If
right.
it becomes
Yes,
necessary
yes.
to do anything,
Right.
I'm sure we'll move on from there.
So far as the court has
Agreed.
has it. That's right.
Agreed.
Well,
Good.
but I do not. I just want to make a point. In my comments, I use a certain word.
I
Yes.
have recorded you in the exact words
Yes.
that comment was
And
uttered.
if I may explain further, just
No,
for the
there's no
record.
need for any explanation because you are not giving evidence. Are you giving evidence?
No, but let me
Counsel, you asked to inspect a document. The document has been brought. I have already given directions. If it becomes necessary, Honorable said, Mr. Ama Kofi Bua, that's of me, I don't know a lot of people, but I know you. So please, let them move this way. Mr. Jaffa, sit next to Dr. Don't sit between them. Thank you. Now, where did I reach? Now, I'm saying that you cannot make any comment because that document in its original format is not in evidence. Should it be put in evidence? If you want to then comment on it, you can. What you are doing is not known to any law or procedure, so stop it. Let's move on.
The point
I have recorded you that you say it has been treated in a certain way. It is not in evidence, so I will.
Well, I mean, once it's captured on the record, I'm satisfied.
Oh, Master.
I'm satisfied.
It is captured on the record. It is not in evidence. Why are you worried? Just if you want to put it in evidence, you know what steps to take. Please, don't do that. You only let these journalists and everybody say that there was hot exchanges between Dr. Bamba and I. Meanwhile, this is no exchange. I'm just telling you that this is not how it starts. Shall we make progress, please? That is.
Yes.
Call your witness. Let's move.
I thought you were about to call a witness.
They started.
Yeah.
And you are just sitting down watching them.
Well, what
You are
should I
taking your time.
The arbiter is the one in control of the school.
So now you have made it my problem.
Oh, no.
It's
It's
no
the
problem.
cost
Call your
of
witness. It's okay. Call your witness.
well, I said, excuse me, Supreme, so I don't know.
Please call your witness.
Chief of defense staff.
You know me.
No. I'm not privileged enough to know.
You don't know it. So please, please, we are looking for the chief of defense staff.
I'm here, my lady.
Thank you, please. Mr. Sorry wants to see.
It's supposed to be.
Is that so?
Yes, my lady.
After all
In uniform, you have to wear it when you are swearing. The Bible. I, Lieutenant General Thomas Okonkwo,
Do swear by the Almighty God
do swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give in this case
that the evidence I shall give in this case
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me.
So help me God.
May the SOG. All other witnesses here to testify in this case, so please go out of court, out of sight, and out of hearing. Thank you. Many people.
Please have a seat.
Thank you, my lady.
This will be GW2 for A3. Sir, can you repeat your name?
My lady, I am Lieutenant General Thomas Okonkwo. Okonkwo has a hyphen. Thank you, my lady.
And the recorders are proposing that we do what we used to do before, that we take the voice recording so that they will transcribe. But have you been able to fill up all your video files? No, say it loud. You've printed everything for Mr. Sorry. Say it loud. Okay. No, it's not. Okay. Yes, please. You've not received yours. It's not complete.
Yes. But that's why I actually wanted to ensure that indeed the inspection was being captured. But I did not see it recorded. But it appears that sometimes when we speak with the assumption that it will be captured, some or all of it sometimes is not captured. And this is very important because indeed it's a point that was made in the course of trial.
Now let's do this. We are about to go on vacation. During the vacation, I will be listening. I will take my time to look at what has been printed and the voice recording. And then I'll make sure that by the time we resume, your record is complete.
Right.
Okay. Because we have a lot to cover today. So please, let's do it. So first, you make sure you transcribe everything. If I ask them, do you want water? Capture it. If I ask them, should I give you coffee? Capture it. So that it will be complete. Is that agreed or that one is not necessary? Okay. Please, let's make progress.
Just for the record of the courts, once again, just confirm where you live and where you work.
I work with the Ghana Armed Forces as the Chief of the Defense Staff, and I live at number 5 South Road, Roman Ridge, Accra.
Have you taken a look at the subpoena that was served on you?
Yes, my lady.
By that subpoena, you were required to produce 2 documents in this course. The first is a May 2004 report and a statement of account of the third accused person's indebtedness. On the last adjourned date, the military secretary produced in this court 2 documents which were marked as BG and BH respectively. I want them to show those 2 documents to you, and you confirm to the court whether they are the same as those that you were required to produce in this court.
Yes, my lady.
Get the one from our report. Is it Mr. Mama? It's not Mr. Mama, it's Dr. Mama.
The same documents.
Yes, my lady.
Now, if we look at the subpoena, it states clearly that those 2 documents were required because they were referred to in the document tendered in evidence as BF2, written by a certain MKG Ahiaglu. Can you show him? MKG Ahiaglu. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, my lady.
Now, if you look at that document, you realize that it contains some marks underlining things. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, that's the original of this document exists with you.
My lady, I think this will be on record with the military secretary.
And so, on the last agenda, he actually says he works under you, so you'll be able to produce it if it is required.
Yes, my lady.
Is that what happened?
No.
Hold on. Yes, please, and I'm attending.
But I was going to make the point that I actually had the document intended to the military secretary. So it's not correct that the military secretary said that he can produce it. But actually produced by the military secretary, intended by the military secretary in evidence.
Can you repeat that?
Now, my lady, indeed, the document he's talking about was brought to court by the military secretary. And it was tendered by the military secretary in evidence. And that was pursuant to my examination of him. So it is not correct that the military secretary said that he, the chief of defense staff, can't produce that document. That's not being produced by him and tendered in evidence. As SBBJ, the number is here.
So what they are saying, what the Attorney General is saying
Can we get my question first? I don't see my question, which is the rules.
is we all agree that we should not mention. What the Attorney General is saying is that there was no occasion that the military secretary said that the document is with the.
I never said so either. That's not what I said. I said the military secretary says he works under him. I didn't say something. How much else?
Don't agitate yourself.
No, I said
Please,
yes.
don't agitate yourself. Wow.
I'm not agitated. I'm very calm.
Man.
Very, very calm.
Okay.
You can be assured. Ignore how you perceive my advocacy.
Well, oh, there's nothing wrong with the advocacy. I'm just thinking that you should calm down. Now, the question was that he said he worked under you.
Yeah.
So the implication was not that he, the military secretary, could not get it, but that it would have to come from you.
And I didn't imply
No,
that.
is that the question?
No.
Okay, fine.
So I then asked that, so he will be able to get a copy of it if he's ordered to produce it.
I see.
And he said yes.
Continue.
Now, in his testimony in this court, the military secretary was asked whether he made available Exhibit BF2 to the Honorable Minister for Defense. And he confirmed that although he is a custodian of such documents, he didn't release it to the Minister for Defense. Can you tell the court who released it to the Minister for Defense?
My lady, as the chief of the defense staff, I've never received any request to release any document to anybody. And so I cannot answer to that.
Okay. Now, if you take a look at Exhibit BF2, paragraph 5, Ahiaglo recommends that the third accused be released from the Ghana Armed Forces for 2 reasons. Under Article 15, Item 2A and 2C. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Wait. Now, show me to BF3. Now, in paragraph 1 of Exhibit BF3, which is a letter from the Office of the Military Secretary, it is clearly stated that the third accused, is released under Item 2A alone. There's no reference to 2C. Is that right?
Yes, my lady.
Good. Attached to Exhibit BF3 is the Armed Forces Regulations. Sorry. It's an extract. It's an extract of the Armed Forces Regulations. If you take a look at it, it's an incomplete version. So if you take a look at it, it has an item column, the reasons for release, the cases applicable to each reason for release, notation on certificate of services, special instructions, among others. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, in terms of the reasons for release, the extract you have here gives 3 main reasons, which are misconduct, inefficiency, and medically unfit. Is that correct?
My lady, if I may.
No, medically
No,
fit
you
is
cannot
not part.
come in here.
My lady, the question is a bit deceptive.
No, it has nothing to do with you, Mr. Becker.
Very well.
But if I would,
I didn't even record you today. Even though I have seen it.
And the use of the word deceptive.
I'm sorry. Generality, it has nothing to do with you. Yes, continue.
My lady, the 3 items you are talking about, medically unfit is not part of it. It's rather through continued lack of application or interest, and 2, through continued unsatisfactory service, and 3, unsatisfactory conduct.
Okay. Now, go back to the reasons for release. You see, the first reason is misconduct. Is that so?
Which aspect?
No. So look at the. I said there's an extract to the exhibit BF3.
Yes, my lady.
So now you can see the first reason for which an officer will release is misconduct.
Yes, my lady.
Good. When you turn to the following page, you will find the second reason for which an officer can be released. It is inefficiency.
Yes, my lady.
Please, what is the third one? What is the third reason?
The third one is medically unfit.
Thank you. So medically unfit is another reason.
Yes, my lady.
Very well. Now, there are 2 additional grounds, 2 additional reasons which are not part of this extract. That is voluntary retirement and compulsory retirement. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now let's deal with release for reasons of inefficiency.
We have been very worried about the manner in which my left friend is conducting his evidence in chief. But it is supposed to be evidence in chief. You supply the witness. He is your witness. And you actually asked him to introduce himself in a manner akin to evidence in chief. You are leading him in chief. And then you ask him questions as if you are cross-examining. There are a lot of leading questions that have been asked so far. And I think it's becoming one-to-way. He's leading the witness, and I think it's not proper.
All right. Let me just answer him so that my lady will take the position. First of all, these are leading questions are allowed. Is basically where the matter is already in evidence, it is purely introductory, or a matter that is not in dispute. It's clearly allowed in examination. Hey, my lady, I'm like the attorney general, I'm getting worried about the number of times in which I have to be told how the each of my tone and all of that. So this is a quite a straightforward matter that once it is already in evidence, there's no need. There's no need for it. And 2, there's a second.
Let me see the document.
Yeah.
And then.
No, let me add the second reason.
Let me see the document.
Okay, I wanted to give the second reason why that objection is not allowed.
Let me see the document.
I wanted to demonstrate
Because
why
I
it's
don't even know what to do.
It is regulations of the armed forces.
Where is the part about
Exhibit BF3, you see, there's an attachment.
BF3?
Yes, because send it together.
Part about voluntary retirement. Where is the part?
That's to I actually introduced that.
Hold on.
Oh.
See, you explained to me that it has to do with something which is already in evidence. Now, I have not seen the document, so I now say I want to see it. So the last question had to do with the manner in which tenure can terminate in the military.
Yes.
So you raised issues about how they are determinated up until the point relating to
Medically unfit.
no, voluntary retirement or compulsory retirement.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you have also admitted that that is something you just introduced. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. But that was going to my second answer to the objection.
Okay, which is what?
That the fact that a question is closed doesn't make it leading. So we have 3 types of questions. One that has in it the answer that is desired. There's also what we call a yes and no question. That one, when it is asked you can answer yes or no. And there's what we also call a closed question. It limits you to something that is basic. And this is the chief of defense staff who knows his rules.
No,
No.
please, the chief of defense staff is not here as a lawyer.
No. With all due respect,
Hold on.
he's not here as a lawyer, but he's presumed to know it.
Let me write my ruling. Yeah?
Oh.
Finish your argument.
Yes, so he's presumed to know his rules. So this one required a yes or no. No, that ignorance of the law. That's our basic principle of which we operate. But besides that, it is a yes and no question that he was required to answer. He could answer yes or no. He answered yes. In fact,
So please, you're not looking at documents that without permission.
Yes, my leader.
Mr. Sorry is to refrain from asking any leading questions on matters which are not yet in evidence or in controversy. If he seeks to elicit information, he is to ask open-ended questions which will engender answers from the witness who is here to give evidence on behalf of a claim. That is and has always been the view of evidence issue. So please, let's go on. You know what?
no. So
Please, give the document. Please, people are disturbing. Sit down. We're doing too many things at once. Please, here's the document.
if you just we could have got distracted a little bit. There's a question I think I asked before that. Which one? All right.
Yes.
So listen, take a look at exhibit BF3.
Can you assist me get to me?
BF3, that's and the attachments that goes with it. I'm referring you to item 1 G. Now, item 1G falls under the column which has to do with cases applicable to misconduct. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, specifically, tell the court.
Still, my lady, still. I mean, it's actually suggesting the answer to the witness. You could have asked if I were you, what do you see there?
But it is an evidence.
It is not.
It is an evidence.
Please.
But for you to suggest the answer to
He
the
will
witness.
tell you that he is not you. And then he will start.
But that's fine. He's not me. But the rules remain the same.
I have already.
Yes.
You see, I keep saying this and I will repeat it. When it comes to trial by a single judge, the thing that would affect the jury would not affect the judge. I have already told Mr. Sorry what to do. But Mr. Sorry wants to do what he wants to do. I will not do that. I will not engage you. I won't do any such thing. Because Mr. Sorry knows exactly what to do. He teaches the subject. He teaches advocacy. He knows what to do. So please, let's not argue. If he wants to continue, he can. And please, if it is okay, because I have already told him, otherwise, you will raise objections the whole afternoon. Please, you can make a note and comment.
No, but with all respect, my lady, making a note is not sufficient. And it's also not fair to us. But he's breaching the rules in relation to a witness that he has called. And we're just supposed to condone him because he wants to do as he pleases. My lady, with all respect.
I'm not saying I am condoning it because he wants to do as he pleases. I am considering needless waste of time. So let's continue. Mr. Sorry,
I have said that it's an elementary
Mr.
exception
Sorry,
to the rule.
You have said it is an elementary exception. I have also ruled on what you say is an elementary exception, but you have decided that because you think it is an elementary exception, you will continue. Okay.
Very well. I didn't see that clearly in my lady's ruling. Maybe that's what
I said you are to refrain from asking leading questions of matters which are at all new or in controversy. That's what I wrote.
But this is not in controversy. It's not new. It's in evidence. So I didn't breach the rules. I'm clearly within my lady's ruling.
Will you continue?
I will not. So please tell the court what can be found in item 1G.
My lady
Yes.
is written under cases in which applicable. And G says, having failed to settle his private debts.
And this 1G you have just read, to which reason for release is it assigned?
My lady is assigned to misconduct.
Take a look at item 2 and find out, tell the court what cases are applicable to item 2.
My lady, I need clearance. Should I read all items under 2?
Yes.
My lady, reasons for release under item 2.
You can mention them according to the letters, how they distinguish them.
Okay, some of them don't have the letters, so I have to get
Very well.
That's why I also.
Yes, sir, please.
Serial 2, that is inefficiency, that is reason for release. And cases in which applicable, A, through continued lack of application or interest. B, through continued unsatisfactory service. C, unsatisfactory conduct. And if you go to notation on certificate of services, it indicates service terminated.
Service terminated. That's all.
Yes, my lady. And then the special instructions. See articles 15.21 and 15.33. Notice of intended release.
Now, what is said for not so go to item 3 and tell the court what notation or certification is applicable to item 3.
Item 3 is honorably released. That is under the notation of certificate of service.
That's the notation. But what reason is assigned to that specific notation?
My lady, item 3 is medically unfit.
Now, apart from item 3, to which the notation honorably released is applicable, can you find honorably released in respect of any of the other reasons?
No, my lady.
Now let's do exhibit here. That is the first one. If you look at exhibit B, the minister writes that the third accused was released from the army on 3 main grounds. Do you see those grounds? So it's BF1. Sorry, BF1. BF1, sorry. It gives 3 reasons.
Yes, my lady.
Good. Now, immediately take a look at exhibit BF3, which is coming from the military itself. In paragraph 1, it states specifically the reason for the release. Isn't it?
Yes, my lady.
Are they the same? Are the minister's reasons the same as that assigned by the military for the release of the third accused person?
My lady, the minister writes that I'm providing you with official records, which will entail more than just the release.
That he says he's providing
Official records of Lieutenant Richard and Thuma Japa. And to confirm that Lieutenant Richard and Thuma Japa was released from the Ghana Armed Forces on 1st November 2007 on following grounds.
good. So does he state the grounds?
Yes, my lady.
So I'm now asking, are the grounds stated by the minister the same as the grounds contained in the military's letter to the third accused person?
As I said, my lady, as I said, the military letter was specific about release. The minister's letter here is talking about both the release and the official records on Lieutenant Japa.
With the military's records upon which it released the third accused be different from that which the minister relied on?
In this case, the exercise of discretion here lies with the minister. It may include other records.
But the release of the third accused person will not be based. The release of the third accused person will it be based on the letter written by the minister or that of the military?
Release instructions are from the military, my lady.
So can you now tell the court, based upon Exhibit DF3, the specific ground or the specific reason for which the third accused was released from the military in terms of paragraph 1 of Exhibit DF3?
Lieutenant Japa was released from the armed forces with effect from 1st November 2007, and he was released under item 2A of the table to article 1501 of reference A, and his service records annotated as service terminated. That is what Shira 1.
So what specific reason is assigned to, or what the amended question, what specific case is applicable under item 2A?
My lady, inefficiency, and it has 3 things covering it.
Did the military's letter cover all the 3 things?
No, my lady.
Which one did it cover?
Through continued lack of application or interest.
Now, show him Exhibit BG and BH as well as BF2.
My lady, as well as
BF2. So if you look at Exhibit BG in paragraph 4 and BH, generally, as well as paragraph 2, paragraph 2, yes, of Exhibit BF2. Those documents tendered in evidence refer to Mr. Japa's relationship financially with the Ghana Armed Forces and 10 parties. Is that correct?
yes, my lady.
Now, let's look at the table attached to Exhibit BF3. Where a military officer does not pay his debts, which of the reasons for release is applicable to him?
My lady, is misconduct and is having failed to settle his private debts.
Please tell the court whether misconduct appears in Exhibit BF3, which is the Army's release letter to third accused.
My lady, no.
Now that you do not know, or you cannot tell the court, who released the confidential records of the third accused person to the minister, were you able to find out from your, were you able to institute an inquiry into it?
My lady, I did not receive any correspondence, but some documents have been released in the court, so I couldn't do that.
Very well. Who petition? I'll leave down your authorities.
You don't want to know what your plans are.
Oh, right.
You don't
Oh, who doesn't want to? He or the court?
you don't want to know.
The AG
It wasn't meant for the court. Maybe you have some other, what is it, a man's plans. I will build the house for you on Cloud 9. Please, Dr. Lassie. Dr. Lassie.
Sir, how long have you been the chief of defense staff?
My lady, since 1st February this year.
And as a chief of defense staff, what are your primary responsibilities?
I'm responsible to the President of the Republic and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces for the administration, operational control, and command of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Sir, I suppose you have a working operational knowledge of the administrative rules of the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
And you are familiar with the rules regarding the disclosure of the personal data of military officers, whether past, retired, or serving.
Yes, my lady.
And as part of these rules, you observe some confidentiality requirements. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Please, can you tell the court?
Please help Dr. Bamba. The microphone keeps running away from me. I'm sorry, you are leaving us.
No, I'm just trying to make it more convenient for the public.
Okay.
And you are aware, sir, that in Ghana we have a data protection act 2012 at 843.
Yes, my lady.
And that data protection act, puts restrictions on the release of personal data without a court order. Are you aware of that?
Yes, my lady.
So when the Minister of Defense, in Exhibit BF1, disclosed and released, that document to the, well, let me backtrack. Now, look at Exhibit BF1. Exhibit BF1 is addressed to the Honorable Minister for Justice and Attorney General.
Yes, my lady.
Please, can you identify him in court? Please, if you don't mind standing up for him to identify.
For what?
Am I?
For what, Bamba?
Well, it's just a request. My lady, it's just a request. It's
No,
just a
it
request.
was nothing.
Well,
You please not turn this.
my lady, if I may move.
No, Dr. Bamba, I'm waiting for your apology. You know that this is not how
I
it's done.
sincerely,
You know that's not how it's done.
I sincerely
When you
approve.
do this- No, don't cut me off. When you do these things, it's like all these suits and things that people watch. It's nothing. Yeah.
My lady, I sincerely approve.
Make the apology, I'm suspicious.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Continue.
Please, can you identify the Honorable Attorney General in this court?
Yes, my lady.
Please, have you cited any court order in respect of the release of Exhibit BF1.
My lady, I think you need to clarify what you mean by court order.
Have you seen any court order served on you or made available to you that indicates that Exhibit BF1 should be released to the office of the Honorable Attorney General?
No, my lady.
Are you aware, aren't you, that the Attorney General has a duty to ensure the due compliance with the laws of Ghana? Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Including
the Ghana Post.
Lady, I object. So the past three questions have been most unfair. Lady, the mere fact that witness says that he's aware of the law does not mean that you can impute matters containing an act or that you even think I contain an act to the witness. Indeed, he has not even laid a foundation to show that it is required under the Data Protection Act that a court order be procured before a document be produced to a public officer, especially the Attorney General. So this, with all respect, I don't know where my friend is heading with this question, or line of questions. I think it's most unfair, not only submitted by which.
Where are we going? Now, listen, please, let's get this, and I will make this comment just for the sake of the considerable public interest. That when it comes to evidence, and even if it is illegally procured, now we all know what the rules are. That is one. Number two, Dr. Bamba, I'm talking to you.
My lady.
Is it this exhibit BF and BF3 that was listed in somebody's subpoena? Is that it? No, I don't remember.
No, my lady.
Were they listed in somebody's subpoena? I'm not naming names, I'm just checking. Whether it was this document that was listed in somebody's subpoena.
No, my lady. It was the indebtedness and the special report.
It wasn't listed in somebody's subpoena.
So this was discovered by the Honorable Attorney General.
Oh, good. Yes. Now, there are many things, and so let's move forward.
Very well.
Because if you look at the evidence, I keep telling everybody that to make yourself a good lawyer, just take the original act and read it like a book, because it helps. These are matters of public record, official records. We have discussed this in the, I think there was some objection, wasn't there?
Yes.
Were you the one who raised the objection, Dr. Bamba?
Regarding the
tendering of that document.
I did not.
It was, you didn't object.
No, I did not.
Are you sure? Somebody did.
I did.
Are you did?
I did.
Okay. So now that it is in evidence, I think we should make progress by commenting on it as copiously as you wish. Or else, if you felt that there was something wrong with it, you had 21 days within which to appeal the admissibility or otherwise. This say do, we say do. Don't do that. Sit down. Why did I go to? You keep calling it to leave here. We say you are fond of doing that. Every time it's
I'm determined to come back. I'm determined to come back. She can take it.
Yes, ma'am. So let the record show that Mr. Sorry has left us. So please, Counsel, I think you should make progress.
Absolutely, my lady.
And just please feel free to comment on the evidential things, whether it is supposed to have been admitted, what weight to be given to it, and all that in your addresses. I pity you people and the addresses you have to write. Continue.
So when you compare Exhibit B,
so that question I think is absolutely for now irrelevant. It is already in, and let's just move on. Yes.
Sir, when you compare Exhibit BF1 to Exhibit BF3, I suggest to you that the reasons stated by the Honorable Minister of Defense in Exhibit BF1 as the grounds for the release of A3 are not totally accurate.
Then, General, please.
My lady, isn't the question form or is a statement?
No, he's putting it to you.
I am suggesting that to you, sir.
Okay, he's suggesting.
Yes, my lady. I have already informed you that if you look at Exhibit BF1, paragraph 1.
Information regarding a past serving or retired military officer cannot be released to any other person except with your express authorization. Is that correct?
It's not, yes, my lady, it's not wholly true. I have a supervisory ministry, and they are entitled to receiving my classified documents from the Ghana Forces.
But the military doesn't have operational control over, the Ministry of Defense doesn't have operational administrative control over the military. Isn't that correct?
The Ministry of Defense comprises of the military division and then the civil division. The military division is commanded by or controlled by or administered by the Chief of the Defense Staff. The civil division is controlled, administered by the Chief Director, and both answer to the supervising minister, as the Minister of Defense.
So, sir, do you know whether Exhibit BF1 was in respect of any request from the Office of the Attorney General to you or to you?
No, my lady.
And you haven't cited any document emanating from the Office of the Attorney General requesting the kind of information that is provided for in BF1, as in BF1, have you?
No, my lady.
Sir, can any member of the public write to the military and ask for the personal records of any military officer?
My lady, it can be done when explicit reasons have been given and sanctioned by the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Sir, have you followed these proceedings?
No, my lady, because I was busy among the borders of Ghana and Burkina Faso.
And do you know the reason why the Honorable Attorney General requested the Minister of Defense to provide us with BF1?
No, my lady.
May I suggest to you that the reason why the Honorable Attorney General did that is because he has been accused of working together with A3 to ensure that A1, the minority leader. Let me finish my question. Let me finish my question.
You
Please.
finish when
Let me
finish.
finish.
I have no objection. I have no objection. But first and foremost, it is very important to note that the author of Exhibit BF1 has never been subpoenaed by the defense. Secondly, any question bordering on the motive that I, with all respect, had in making a request to a person who has not been subpoenaed cannot be asked of a witness who has already stated that he's not even aware of the correspondence between myself and the minister. Lady, I think that the question and all the questions on those lines are most unfair and should not be allowed.
It's quite interesting.
If he can subpoena the minister for defense, he has not done so. This is right. Let him do so.
Counsel, let me ask you.
My lady.
Let me ask you this question because I always like the Sunday school approach. Let me ask you, how somebody who has just said that he has not been following these proceedings because he's on the border of Burkina Faso is supposed to know the motive for the trial of your client? How?
But if he doesn't
I
know,
think
but if he doesn't know, he can say it.
But
Yes.
you know, Dr. Baba, I can never teach you because you know far more than I do. Except that they say that the law is now, and you stop murmuring. There makes multitude at the back. That energy, stop.
No, Malady, I'm not.
I saw it.
No, Malady.
Please, I am saying that this question, you know, ought not to be directed to this witness. And we have gone on beyond that. The rest of it, most definitely, is for comment by you and the court, most definitely. And so please, that question, I won't let you laugh. I saw, in fact, even if the Attorney General had not, I'd have told you that you shouldn't laugh. And even when you were asking that question, I saw your expression. You were trying hard not to smile. Why do you do that?
Yes.
You were trying very hard.
You know I like to smile.
No, you don't.
That's my nature. Yes.
Don't do it.
Very
It's not nice.
well.
And the young people will learn, so don't do it. So ask a proper question. Eh?
Malady, I will.
You do have any more questions?
Malady,
this is the kind of questions you have. I think you should finish and let others go.
Malady, I have very important questions.
And then I think you should ask real admissible questions.
I will do so, Malady.
Continue.
Sir, please have a look at exhibit BF2. Please, are you familiar with the signature of Brigadier General MKG Ahiagro?
No, my lady.
No, very well. Well, that'll be all for you.
It's up to you. Sir, please.
Right.
Yes.
Now, CDS, please look at exhibit BF3, the final release letter of Richard Jacka for the Ghana Forces. You see that it is copied. Have you seen it?
Yes, my lady.
You see that it is copied to MOD. What is MOD?
My lady, MOD is Ministry of Defense.
Ministry of Defense. And so the Ministry of Defense has records of every staff of the Ghana Forces. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
The Ministry of Defense, you stated, Ministry of Defense, you stated earlier on. It's the supervisory ministry of the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
And the Minister for Defense is the head of the Ministry of Defense. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
And indeed, you answer to the Minister for Defense. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, please look at exhibit BF1. You see, it's a letter by the Minister for Defense to the Attorney General, the Minister for Justice. Is that correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, does the Minister for Defense consult you, the Chief of Defense Staff, in releasing a document to another public officer, including the Attorney General?
My lady, he exercises the right to copy me or not.
And that is what normally prevails. The Minister for Defense does not necessarily consult you in releasing any document at all.
My lady, I won't say it's normal, but he can do that.
Now, would you consider it to be a breach of a rule or procedure if the Minister for Defense releases a document to the Attorney General without reference to it?
My lady, no, because my mandate ends with the Ghana Armed Forces, so I have no control over the Ministry of Defense.
Now, please look again at SBB F3. Now, you see that Mr. Japa's services with the Ghana Armed Forces were terminated. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady, by the document.
And this is a document that was addressed to him, he himself. It was this document that he was copied in. Please look at it.
Yes, my lady.
Now, SBB F3 was written after a process that Mr. Japa had been taken through. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, again, attached to SBB F3 was an extract from the regulations governing the conduct of staff of the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, if we look at the attachment, it has various notations. On the manner in which a person is released. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now you see that Mr. Japa, the notation by the regulation under which he was released, did not say honorably released. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, from all the factors and circumstances regarding Mr. Japa's release from the Ghana Armed Forces, would you say that he was honorably released from the Ghana Armed Forces?
My lady, as per the document that is on record, he was not honorably released.
Now, you see again from SBB F3 that he was not placed on the retired list. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
And he is also not permitted to use his rank in civil life. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
And indeed, if he had been honorably released, he would have been entitled to these things. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, part of the process which culminated in the release of Mr. Japa was a number of interviews that were conducted of him. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
And indeed, there was a special report prepared for Mr. Japa. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
Please look at SBB J. That is a special report prepared for Mr. Dapa. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
It is dated May 2004. Is that not correct?
My lady, it's dated 20th May 2004.
Yes. And this was 3 years before he was released from the Ghana Armed Forces in October 2007. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now you see that the first paragraph indicated that his conduct was not only unacceptable, but also marks of indiscipline. Not only unacceptable, but also marks of indiscipline. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
And it's also stated that he was lackadaisical and unprofessional. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady, from the records.
Now, Exhibit BJ goes ahead to particularize the reasons for the general allegation that he was indisciplined, lackadaisical, and unprofessional. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Now, you see the second paragraph. Stating that he misused a military vehicle in a manner that is not allowed. Is that not correct? He misused a military vehicle in a manner that is not allowed. Essentially.
From the records, yes, my lady.
And that would constitute misconduct in the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Again, you see,
There's going to be a campaign that would
constitute misconduct in the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
Yes, okay.
So yes, my lady. Now again, you see from paragraph 4, further indications of his acts of indiscipline and unprofessional behavior. Further indications of his acts of indiscipline and unprofessional behavior. Is that not correct? Paragraph 4.
From the records, yes, my lady.
And that details money he borrowed from a Lebanese businessman in Lebanon, which he refused to pay until he came to Ghana and was deducted from his salary. Which he refused to pay until he came to Ghana and it was deducted from his salary. Is that not correct?
From the records, it states that the items and the monies were not delivered until he was instructed to do so.
Correct.
And so I'm not sure whether it was deducted from his salary or he went ahead and made payment.
Now, such a conduct stated in paragraph 4 will also constitute misconduct in the Ghana Armed Forces. Is that not correct?
By the armed forces, my lady.
Are you now appearing from Mr. Japan?
No.
Yes, so
No,
tell
no,
me
no,
what's
my
wrong.
lady. Well,
My lady, my name will get finished. What is it?
my lady, as an officer of the court, even if I'm not even appearing for Japan, as an officer of the court, I can intervene. My lady, very well. I'll resume my seat.
And in this particular case, the person who is in charge is the one in the box. The question is, you know, it is quite in order. That is why even Mr. Sorry is sitting down. Sit down.
The one in the box and the cross examiner. Such conduct will also
misconduct.
It may, but you will have to charge the person before the person can be said that he's misconducted himself, my lady.
Now, look at paragraph 6. please indicate to the court what you find there. Can you read?
Yes, my lady. Paragraph 6 of Exhibit PG. It reads, additionally, there are quite a number of undocumented cases of indiscipline and misconduct on the part of the officer, which both officers and men of the regiment can attest to.
Right. So it is correct that the special report noted various acts of unprofessional conduct and misconduct on the part of Mr. Japa. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
Now, after SBBG was prepared, SBBF2 was also prepared. Are you aware?
By the records, yes, my lady.
Right. Now, if you look at SBBF2, the first paragraph, it talks about consistent failure on the part of Mr. Japa of his promotional examinations. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
And all these reports, that is SBBG and BF2, were what culminated in the release of Mr. Japa, which was communicated by SBBF3. All these reports, SBBG and SBBF2, were what culminated in the release of Mr. Japa, as communicated by SBBF3. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes, my lady.
Now, please look at the letter written by the Honorable Minister for Defense, addressed to the Attorney General. That is BF1. BF1. SBBF1. Letter written by the Minister for Defense.
Yes, my lady.
Yes. The first ground captured there, failure to pay and to pass, is promise. That's a promotion examinations. It's exactly what has been stated in SBBF2. Is that not correct?
Yes, my lady.
Good.
It's part of the official records.
Thank you very much. Now, again, exhibit BF1 indicates that Mr. Japa had been absent without official leave, and was summarily tried by ASA and awarded severe reprimand and forfeiture of 14 days pay. Is that not correct?
From the records, yes.
What is
my
ASA?
lady.
What is ASA?
The appropriate superior authority.
Thank you very much. Now, please go to SBBF2 again. In the Ministry of Justice, Assistant Secretary. In the Ministry of Defense, Assistant Appropriate Superior Authority. That's right. Superior Authority. Now, please look at paragraph 3 of SBBF2.
Yes, my lady.
Please read for us what you find there.
Paragraph 3 of Exhibit PF2. I read, throughout his service life, Lieutenant Harold Japa, GH 2899, has proved consistently that he belongs to a world incompatible with the decent and gentlemanly composure that the Presidential Commission confers on officers of the Ghana Armed Forces. He is a bad example by all standards, and his continuing retention in the service is likely to cause more harm to the service and to himself. Indeed, in May 2004, a special report submitted on him by his commanding officer suggested that the officer had reached his ceiling. 3 years on, his new commanding officer describes his conduct as shameful and regrettable.
Right. And this was a month before SBPF3 was written. Is that correct? That's the release letter. This was 1 month.
From the records, yes, my lady.
Now, is it correct to say that from paragraph 3 of SBPF2, the Ghana Armed Forces did not require the continued service of Mr. Jaffa?
My lady states, is it from the paragraph 3
Yes.
or from the whole letter?
I mean, the continued service of Mr. Jaffa.
Yes, my lady, from the records it states that.
You didn't require it. Right.
From the records, yes.
Now, please look at the final paragraph in SBPF2. You see that it was recommended by the Brigadier General that Mr. Jaffa be released for unsatisfactory conduct.
Yes, my lady.
Now, did you know Mr. Jaffa personally, the Ghana Armed Forces?
Yes, my lady.
He worked under you.
Yes, my lady. He worked under me briefly for about 3 months.
And you don't have to go for the witness.
Do you have any reincarnation?
Normally.
Sir, we are very grateful to you for your assistance.
Thank you, my lady.
And let's deal with our schedule for tomorrow.
And we have got information because last Thursday, 2 witnesses.
They came, but we were not in.
Yes, so I understand that they've been told to come tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if
That's fine. But
they didn't even.
can you repeat it for the record so that the other side will know? I think on Thursday that is usual.
I actually don't
Why
know.
didn't we come on Thursday? Ah, yes. That was when people said they were going to do that. Sorry. I forgot why we didn't come. And how come the witnesses were not notified? That wasn't nice. You should have notified them. That wasn't nice. When they come, you have to remember to apologize to them on our behalf.
That's a yeah, the court said it did, but I don't know. I'm not sure the court was referring to this.
The clerks were here when they.
Yes, so they informed me. So I actually don't know which 2 witnesses specifically were the ones which came.
I think that's the one who texted.
Very well.
She's not the one who texted.
She has been put out by the court as a person we should be dealing with. So we deal with her.
Text message. Well, so do you have any idea who is coming? Controller and somebody else. Where else? How many speakers have you issued? They will be able to tell.
Yeah. There are 10 of them. But those ones that were immediately used.
Who is coming?
Indeed, from what we have, the case completion plan signed by all the parties. They were supposed to bring Dr. Sebefia
On
for the last time. Yes. So if
But apparently, you see, there was a problem with the subpoenas they issued. The dates on the subpoenas, I don't know what dates they were in, and whether the dates were in a particular order. Because I keep getting information from the staff of people who show up to come and testify, only to find out we are not here or they are not scheduled, that kind of thing. Now, this is the plan. Tomorrow, whoever comes, even if we have 3 people, we'll hear them. Because we can't also have people wasting resources to come all the way to your Accra with all the traffic and go back. So tomorrow, whoever comes in, if there are 2, if there are 3, if there are 10, we'll hear them. Agreed. I'm talking to you people.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, my lady. For me, that's
I'll
fine.
bring you Gary for don't worry. But whatever it is, we'll say we'll hear them. Because if they do show up, unless you make some other arrangement, but if they do show up, that will be about the 2nd or 3rd time people are coming here not being heard. You don't want any issues about the point being efficient, you are wasting people's time. It's not nice.
Well, it's not anybody's fault. We also
It's true.
suffer it. So
Who is suffering?
we all suffer it. We all dive into the thick of our car.
But we work here, but people who work in other places should work.
I come here to work. I don't work here.
Exactly, but I'm saying we work in the court.
Yeah.
But people who are not part of our system should not be imposed upon that way. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Unless you have a way of communicating with them such that you only have the people, 2 people tomorrow. But if you don't plan your life and other people come in, I will hear all of them. 3, 4, 5, whatever. I hear all of them.
But if I heard my left friend, he said at the last agenda, 2 persons came to court.
That's what he said. But
Yes,
he said you
but
cannot tell which 2. But that the people were told by Anita to come on Tuesday. Because at that time, this arrangement, at that
I think
time.
that's quite strange that he can't tell us who came. His own witnesses.
You see, you should hear me fully. I said the court told me.
You see, what happened was, you remember that we have always been hearing this case on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then last week, Mrs. Kilson is my witness.
No,
She came with
yes, that's fine.
on another matter, and we phoned Dr. Baba because it had come to light that one of Mr. Sori's clients in the other case I'm doing has unfortunately fallen ill. And so for the rest of the term, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That is how come we arranged that if that gentleman was not well by Friday, we would take up all the days for beige. And that is how come we are here today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. You understand? So there was nothing anybody, but then Mr. Sori only subpoenaed those people. I'm sure you will attest to the fact that today when Mr. Sori came in, he said he also did not know the chief of defense staff. We all didn't know him. So he was looking for him like we're all looking for him. So it's okay, and I'm sure it's the same for all the others.
No, but my lady, the witnesses that are left, Dr. Alessi Bifia, is not a subpoena, is not even a subpoena witness. It's not even a subpoena witness.
He is.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe you don't have it. I'm sure the authority general
My lady.
that is a subpoena.
Jesus.
What I say, is there a subpoena witness or not? Just confirm to the court. And so.
Please, I think let's go to let's find
He is a subpoena witness. I said the authority general has just confirmed that.
which I said
Confirm to the court.
Look at it. The court has.
There is somebody at the Director General. Please, the subpoenas that I have, and so please prepare for it. They're supposed to be the Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. That person has been subpoenaed. There is also the Director General, again, Michael Lukuji, but it's the same person. Then there is Mr. Ziplim Ayorongo. Please, have I got it correct?
Are you wrong?
Yeah, Mr. Ziplim, Brigadier General Ziplim Ayorongo from the Commissioner of Customs, who has been subpoenaed. Is that all I have? Just this. Let me check. Please, if there are subpoenas they don't have, in order for them to be prepared, make copies of the subpoenas for them. Or if you get someone's number, just scan it. Use your phone, scan it and send it to them so that they'll come prepared. But if the timing is not well organized, and we have more than those 2 people coming in on Tuesday, that is tomorrow, whichever number of witnesses will come in will be heard. I will not waste people's time. It's not right. Otherwise, organize yourselves. So we are adjourning to tomorrow and Wednesday to be able to catch up on all this. Tomorrow is 30/7/2024. Are we still coming in at 12 noon? Yes, at 12 noon. And 31/7/2024 at 12 noon. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. Thank you very much. I'll see you all.